Welcome back to Crypto's Juiciest News. I'm wearing my lucky and trusted Bulbasaur hat, the #1 Pokemon, friends. But I was more of a Squirtle guy and also a Charmander guy. You play Bulbasaur at the end, friends. You got to give some Bulbasaur love. Look, I'm going to start with the ETH BTC chart. Don't take this fractal too seriously. All I've done is I've gone to where we seem to be in the past cycle. So this is interesting, right? So this is Ethereum versus Bitcoin, the ratio. And if you match it time for time, we are around here, okay? This is the Bitcoin Halvening year. Bitcoin Halvening was around here, okay? So we are around that point, okay? So we might, that's what I'm saying, we might be around there by time. However, sentiment-wise, it feels like we've jumped the gun. It feels like, Soilana coins, racist coins, presidential election coins, all these meme coins. Not that much innovation, actually, at all. The innovation they call innovation is just rehypothecated Ponzi poop. You know, you don't have anything to the level of Uniswap, right? You don't have anything to the level of Chainlink, which enables just more complexity of the smart contracts. We don't have that yet. Maybe it's being built right now. Maybe we just got to wait longer. Let's play some angel music because we're hoping that it's going to come out this year at some point. I want to remind you as well, there's not all hope could be lost, friends, because this ETH BTC chart, okay, even though this was the Bitcoin halvening, DeFi season happened here, okay? So basically, DeFi existed, but the market really came for DeFi up here. This was the top, okay? So you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do the ETH BTC fractal of this point, okay, from where we are. So if you go back to the Bitcoin halvening, which is where we are now, let's do this to the top of the bull market, okay? And what we can do is we can just copy paste that, and we just move it across. Maybe that's what's going to happen here. Maybe. All right. That's pretty much what it would look like. And you would have, actually, this is an actual flippening, by the way. 0.16 is a flippening. So this would be a flippening. So all I've done is I've just done an exact replica of the past. Does it happen like that? Hey, you don't know, right? Could this be something? That's the key. Because even look at this, friends. You see this peak? Have you noticed? Look where it lands. April 2025. So even if you don't get the exact pattern, this is what it looks like. And I most certainly want to remind you, friends, there's a lot of new people coming in. Welcome to all my baby dolls. Make sure you share with your friends and family. Don't forget to like and subscribe. The traditional pattern of altcoins is that they peak retail interest, the greed, 12 months after the Bitcoin halvening. So that's why around here was the peak. But you see this, friends, this is a bit tough, right? Because Ethereum never hit its true potential. So this is the tough part, right? This is where, look, you don't have any price targets, okay? You just leave them out. That's what I'm doing. My strategy, a lot of people ask me, what's your price target? What's your price target? No. Learn with me from the last cycle. One of the reasons why it was hard to admit it was over in the last cycle was because Ethereum versus Bitcoin only touched 0.08, okay? So look at this, friends. I want to show you this, okay? Let's put on a weekly chart just so you can see. So how are you to tell me that Ethereum since 2017, okay, Ethereum added, okay, we added DeFi, added DEX like Uniswap, we added Chainlink oracles, added NFT, added gaming, etc. So you added all of these things to Ethereum, yet still, the ratio was less than 2017. Okay, so going off that logic, you go back to 2017, back to 2021, you're like, wait a minute. There's all these euphoria signals, but Ethereum is saying it hasn't topped out yet, so there must be more euphoria to come. Guess what ends up happening? No. It's just that Ethereum never went euphoric enough, so this is pretty much it, friends. Ethereum never went euphoric to come back down here. It just stayed here. So basically, what you've learned is an example where, see, friends, in this cycle, there's going to be coins where you're like, wait a minute, I think it could be topped out. I know your signals, but these things haven't hit their potential yet. That's what everyone's going to be saying. But now you've learned, right, not everything gets the retail mania. All right? So it is possible there are blue chip stuff or other things moving where they never go parabolic. They just move up in a step and then they stop. Okay? Which means, here's the thing. They never went parabolic, so that when we crash in the bear market, they drop only a little bit. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So can you imagine Ethereum flipped Bitcoin and then it came back down here. You'd see something like that. It'd be insane, right? Look at the drop. It'd have dropped 76%. But it didn't do that. Look how much it only dropped. In the bear market, it only dropped 30%. Okay, 30%. And this was like deep in the bear market here, 40%. That is very, very strong. Think about it. Would you buy an altcoin where it only dropped from the top 40% below its all-time high against Bitcoin? You'd love to do that. I mean, many things. Chainlink dropped 90 or 88 and 90%. Hex has dropped like 98% against Ethereum, like 97 or 96%, like an enormous amount. Everything drops in the 90s. Okay, it's ridiculous. That's against Bitcoin. But this only dropped 30 to 40%. Huge. A huge advantage. Okay, so this is pretty much starting from the Bitcoin halvening comes this. Now, I just want to tell you something. Based off what I've just told you, I've shown you, every single time after the Bitcoin halvening, the thing to do is go all in altcoins. All in. All right. But that's the thing, friends. Our portfolios have already been grinding up along the way to get here. You just did not know it was going to go like that. So it's worth punting earlier, a bit earlier, like what we were doing, punting. Okay. It's not worth waiting. Okay, after the Bitcoin halvening, I'll just go buy altcoins, because who's to know that? Look what happened to Solana, for example. There are people who allocate to Solana. Imagine they waited for the Bitcoin halvening and they miss out on everything. Or imagine all the meme coins and altcoins. And by the way, it's not so easy, man. You can't just sit on the sidelines forever and go, you know what? After this date, I'll go all in. Go all in on what? You've done no research. You have no conviction. You haven't even trained yourself to hold through anything. I'm going to play some pump music, friends, because these pumps, we're so ready for them because we've trained for them. Okay, we've trained for them, friends. We don't have anything holding us back when it comes to this. But many people in here who haven't been in the game, they do. They don't know how to manage risk anymore, pretty much. Okay, and that is basically sitting through this extreme volatility. You know why? Because they don't really believe in anything they'd be allocating to. That's the issue here. So let's say if this plays out. Okay, this nice fractal. I want to remind you again. All right, so Ethereum is 3,300 and ETH BTC 0.049, which is what we've been showing. So that is probably the most important part as well. Ethereum is still taking a it's backstage. However, this is very normal compared to what's happened in the past. It was only after the Bitcoin halvening that everything tends to start to wake up. Okay, so Bitcoin's around 68, 69K. It's still around here. So what I'm going to do is just go down to a lower time frame to show you what a lot of people basically, what everybody's got drawn here. I saw Ivan's got it drawn. Everyone's got it drawn. You see this, friends? This is the 4-hour chart. Everybody has this triangle. Everyone's like up and down, everyone triangle, and everyone's expecting this breakout to play out like this. See this? They basically, you just do a line like this. You go, oh, wow, you're gonna break out to 100K, maybe, we don't know. Okay, no one knows. I've seen these things do everything. You've seen these things fake out. Everyone gets in, no, and then we do it like that. That could happen. You never know. But if it continues playing out the way it did before, we know what to expect pretty much. That, the faster it goes, okay, it's more chances of left translated cycle and so on. For price targets themselves, friends, you already know this. This is the total crypto market cap. It is around, look at this. It is crazy, the resistances of the fib. We're sitting here right now. I want to go back to the previous cycle and look what it did. When it entered around this zone, it needed to just clear it. Once it finally cleared, that's it. That's your bull market right here. Actually, this is everything right here. It's basically, okay, go all in and actually take on leverage. This is literally the only time in crypto you're actually allowed to take on leverage is when it does something like this. So, look, you should never do it. You should never do it because, you're going to wait once every 4 years and get it. What if the next time you do it, you get it wrong? That's why it's most important, at least, just to wait it out and just stay in your convicted portfolio. You have 90% call, 10% lottery. Some things grow, getting in things cheap. For example, man, going on the altcoins, your meme coins and altcoins on PulseChain under 10 million market cap. It tells you, just how cheap everything is. That's why a lot of people are going to ask in the future, how did you have the conviction to hold? You go, look, man, I see people aping into DickWifButt at 3.4 billion, thinking, okay, the next target's 40 billion. It literally is. They're saying, oh, we're going to flip Dogecoin chip. So, it's so easy for me to be like, you know what? Okay, there's price volatility, there's Jeets here and there, but man, it's just when the valuations are that low, you have to take advantage of them. I've also got some special news. I'm going to make a full episode on this as well. Okay, the PulseX deployer has tested some privacy pools on PulseChain testnet. Could be a sign of an upgrade. Now, friends, I'll mention this in my other video, okay? So, but a year ago, actually more than a year ago, 14 months ago, all right, you want to talk about for prophecy? Your friend saw me here. I made a full video, 27 minutes long, and I said, I figured out, I think, how Richard Hart is going to give PulseChain a competitive edge. And no one could guess it. And I said the answer was privacy. And my whole case was I go, guys, I could just feel that there's too many EVMs. How is he going to make the thing do like a 100x, etc., to get those big valuations plus from day one sack? This was back then, right? And it had to be privacy. Now, coincidentally, shout out to Hocus Pocus, checking out all the on-chain stuff. The deployer, so the same developer who deployed PulseX, they've now been testing privacy pools on PulseChain. So what's a privacy pool, friends? It's actually conceptualized by, I think, Vitalik. Like, that's why these people, Ethereum, they got the real innovation there. But, you know, it is what it is. We got the community, right? Community is the asset. So what a privacy pool is, basically, I don't know the exact mechanics of how it works, but everybody gets privacy. However, you get a key. And then the government could request from you, hey, we have these addresses here, and we think you like basically are this person. So you've got to basically prove that that's not your address, or basically confirm another one is your address, right? So it's basically like it's semi-private. So it's everybody's private. However, if someone comes knocking on the door and they'll ask, hey man, were you like the terrorist who did the North Korea 5,000 ETH stuff? We got this wallet here that's linked to you. Prove that basically you are. Prove that who you are, who you say you are. You can do the transactions and stuff. So I think it's just some signature. So that's what it lets you do. So if we're able to implement that using, I think, like ZK Tech, zero knowledge, right? If we're able to implement that, it would be huge, because no Ethereum chain has that. Because you would actually be front-running Ethereum, because Ethereum will probably have to do this in the future, friends. Because think about it, they're going to have IDs and passports and other soul-bound NFT stuff for people to really count out in the future. So this stuff is eventually coming. Okay, it's just that, remember, Ethereum's in the lead so much. They're like, you know, oh, we're 3x away from flipping Bitcoin, 4x away. So in terms of market cap, you see what I mean? Like there's more and more billions of dollars at stakes. There's different governments that have to hear all the opinions. That's why as you get bigger, you get more political. You can't do this. So that's just something to keep your eyes out. There might be more PulseX upgrades and stuff coming here and there. You got to think, friend, that'll be a huge advantage. Now, a lot of you asked, smarty pants, right, friends out here with sharp elbows and very squeaky chairs, asked, hey, isn't privacy narrative dead? Yes, but here's the thing. You and I, you want to use privacy just like how when you go to the bathroom, you want to use the door to close, all right, close behind you. Now, privacy, you want to use it. You don't want to store it. For example, you like the bathroom door because you need to hang a dump. So, but you don't want to live in the bathroom cubicle, do you? It's smelly in there. Okay, I mean, you're not like, hey, I can, it's basically, friends, public bathrooms. You're like, wow, you mean I can just hang out here and work all day sitting on this bathroom? Yeah, but no one really wants to do that, do they? All right, but privacy transactions, pretty cool. Now, it's not the cake itself, it's just a cherry on top. But it is a nice competitive edge. It's something to tell people, hey, yeah, privacy stuff, transactions. Trust me, by the way, I already tell you what's going to happen. If the candles are red, everyone's going to say it's a money laundering chain. If the candles are green, everyone's going to say, oh, it's a human rights privacy chain. I've told you, just exactly. You already know how everyone's going to go. It doesn't really matter. The market will be pricing itself in, and it is pretty cool, okay? I've also got to tell you this, right? pDAI has ignited higher. I've made many videos on it, and it's done like this pit stop candle. It's actually pretty funny. And I'll show you the candle right here. This is the daily candle. You see this red candle? Now, here's the thing, friends. This candle, it was fully red, okay? All we saw was this and 31% down. But look, man, look what it did before. It's done 36% here. It's done, look at these retracements, okay? 36%, 58%. What was this one? This one's 40%, all the way to the bottom, 47%. So 30% is actually nothing. And how did I know, why am I so confident? Right, is the thing, because not fully confident. You always have this fear, everything goes to zero. But why I'm confident is the first red daily candle, after everyone gets excited, I'm seeing on Twitter a lot of like haters, people who are like hating the rally. They're coming out posting saying, look at this, you got wrecked. See, he's bought the top. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh no, I've seen this many times. I used to be that guy. Friends, when I first started, because I'm watching these altcoins and stuff I didn't understand move up. I go, oh, well, there you go, you bought the top. When I first started. Okay, but no, doesn't work like that. Okay, the big amount of people in there, this stuff is required, friends. Just mark my words. Okay, mark my words. You can literally put this on paper. Write on paper, friends, in a felt tip feather pen, okay? You are going to see at some point a big fat market sell in pDAI, in PulseChain, PHEX, all of these. You're going to see they're going to be going up. It's the huge smack. Someone comes out, hits market, big amount. And they're gonna think they're the geniuses, and they got out, and they're gonna be embarrassed. They will be embarrassed, huge. All right. And if you've been following me, friends, this has actually happened in PEPE. And I still know the candle. I'll never forget this, friends. Now, I was not in PEPE, but I still never forget this. PEPE started here. It goes up and up and up and up, and it was right here. Everyone says it's going parabolic. And one guy woke up. Okay, we know his wallet. He went down. He sold it down 51% in count. This guy, I think he put in like $200 at the start, or maybe even 28 or $50. It was like really, it was like, a year ago. He turned $50 or $200-ish, something like that, and then he turned it into, I think, like 1.2 mil. Right, he had 1.2 mil top at the right here, 1.2 mil. You know what he does, friends? He wakes up, he's in so much disbelief, he just market sells, bang. He sells it like, 30, 40% slippage, bang, one candle. So it started moving down. He goes, that's it, bang. Okay, and that was it, snap. And I remember watching it thinking, you know what? I remember watching it, friends, and I was like, you know what? Something about this don't smell right. I know these guys who come in and Jeet the first time, they get eaten up. Look what happened next. It went all the way to Binance. So, friends, I want you to remember, this guy walks around either from maybe like 600K or whatever, but look at this. He had 1.2 million at the top. You know, if he just waited up here, he would have 5 to 6 million. So that's a 5x. Yeah, he had like 6 million. Instead, he has 600K, maybe 800K. Okay, you might say, well, you know what? He turned $200 into 800K. Good. Okay, good. But here's the thing. Are you really going to feel happy knowing that your diamond hands weren't so diamond after all? Look what you missed out on. Because you're saying, oh, well, I just got to make another. Look, wait, here's the thing. I'm just telling you now. Let these people suffer, but I promise you this, friends. There will always be another cycle. There will always be weak hands and cowards out there. There's always sheep. There's always people who want to suck off the most popular person every single time in humanity. People always go off the human emotions, not going anywhere anytime soon, all right? So if you are in a very profitable position, any other altcoin, let's say it's run up 100x, let's say it's like a year from now, and you're like, you know what, man? Some of you are going to be in very unfortunate positions. Maybe you finally hit like, $1.1 million mark, right? And you're looking at it, you're like, man, if this does just another 3x, I'll have $3 million. Then, you know what I mean? That's what you're going to be thinking about. But I just want you to know the right thing to do is just start taking profit. Why? It's because in the next cycle, look how easy it's going to be to make another 2 to 3x. But you have to wait with time. Okay. Just think about, friends. I know a lot of you have daydreamed, just like me. Like, if you just sold the top and then you just waited, look how easy it is to make a 2x now. You'd laugh at a 2x. Okay. Well, there are people who were holding from April 2021 that had a 500K portfolio at the top and they didn't want to sell. Why? They haven't hit $1 million yet. So think about if they were just selling along the way. Maybe they sold a bit too early. They had 250K. Okay. Imagine they had 250K. They're thinking, man, if I had 500, I'd be on the way to $1 million, but that was the top. So they have their 250K. Look how easy it is to make a 4x today. Look how easy, really easy. There's so many things that are undervalued. You know what I mean? Like 4x is nothing. I mean, like Ethereum itself might do a 3x. You see how easy it is if you just stick it out. So I want you to think about that next time when you have these greed emotions. I know they're still going to take over, friends. Or this conversation is not going to change anything. But I just want you to know that that's how I rationalize with it. You want to know how do you even get through that? It's because you know what? Maybe it does another 2x or 3x from here, but if it goes down, you basically lost everything. And at least in the next cycle, it would be easy to make another 2 or 3x. Bitcoin itself is probably going to drop 70% from wherever it tops out as well. Okay, so just think about something like that. So that's why when I come back and I look at this pDAI candle, this is actually nice. This is a very nice, healthy reset, by the way. When they give you a big fat red candle and then you chew it up again, on the way up, that's very nice. Usually what it means is you don't come back to retest it. You see they make a floor. Okay, look at this. So these friends, look, you made a floor here. You make a floor here. So that's what's pretty much what ends up happening. So obviously no guarantees, but it'd be cool if this continues to go up, finally hits that elusive penny, and the next target will be 7 cents, which is 7 pennies, because that's where Luna UST got. And I'm like, well, you know what? If the market for a failed algo stablecoin, okay, was able to get back to 7 cents, why can't pDAI? Why can't pDAI hit 7 cents? Because, friends, Luna UST, they had $60 billion locked up in it. 60 billion with a B. You know, I think it was more like 40 billion. So, you know, Rand himself, like people have, friends, there are people with like, you know, $50 million of Luna UST. 50 million, that's what they had at the top and they lost it all. So I just want you to think about if Luna UST do quant stablecoin, if it goes back to 10 cents, there are people out there, you know, maybe they even had, there's one guy had 10 million, okay? He can get back 1 million. He'd be able to sell out. You know, that's why Luna UST goes back to 7 cents because people are probably thinking, hey man, I had $1 million and now you're giving me a chance to get back like 70 grand. Okay, because it's not the end of the world, right? You got to make a 15x to make all your money back. Like it's almost like a lifesaver. You can do that now. 15x not so easy, but yes, I guess by the end of last year, imagine like PulseChain and PulseX does a 15x. You get to yield farm and you get to basically make it back. So you can see that. But this is a failed stablecoin. This is everybody who lost all their money because it started at $1, went to 0. pDAI is the inverse. Started at 0, going up, and all the weak hands get out along the way. So it's going to be fascinating to see how this plays out. Now, friends, also there are other meme coins moving as well. DickWifButt has had a bounce off the low. Landwolf on Ethereum as well has continued to hover and build. So this is the DickWifButt little chart here. I'm like, everyone's like, yay, it did a little bounce up here. But friends, like at the end of the day, man, it's the same, you know, it's the same game. We're coming up here. By the way, Teddy Bear is now up to like 30 million market cap. So the bar to flip it's actually higher. I think they're just cool to watch. You know, really, really cool to watch. I don't choose them all. I get them all. Okay, I want and. I just get them all, friends, because think about it. The good communities, strong communities, you know, people are active. We're just like, well, your liquidity linked to PulseChain anyway. And with Landwolf, you know, your liquidity linked to Ethereum, right? So I'm going to change it to the market cap chart. You still have the ribbiting out here. There's actually a very nice swoop, by the way. This is a very nice swoop coming up. Man, it'd be crazy if these things play out. Remember, I made all my videos, friends. There's so many more altcoins to go up. Don't even have enough time. It's just kind of like, it's getting like frustrating just to go through all of them. You just honestly, just type in lottery ticket, go do these, just start spamming stuff. That's pretty much what it comes down to. Don't give up on your core coins. You never give up on your core coins, friends. So a lot of people ask me, why don't I just do full on lottery ticket and stuff? Look, here's the thing, man. You're assuming that your leverage will keep working because the market will just keep going up and up and up and up. It's not going to keep going up forever. There's going to be resets and stuff along the way. You're going to have hyper volatility. And you don't know, man. Maybe something shocking to the world comes out in the middle of our dump and it extends it for another 3 months. So then your altcoin that you thought was only going to drop 40% from the high, now it has to drop 75% from the high. And then you got to sit there bleeding, and then you're going to give up on the bottom of its narratives. But if you're holding the cause, it helps you along the way, okay? Because the volatility on that side, will be less. And final positive news, friends. PulseX has reached 3.86% total supply bought and burned. There's a lot of ground to make up. Let's see how we go. Like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you soon.